Welcome to the New St. Joseph Baltimore Catechism, Lesson 11. The Catholic Church. I believe in the Holy Catholic Church. We read in the Holy Bible, I am the Good Shepherd. The shepherd lays down his life for his sheep. John 10:11. Jesus said to Simon Peter, Do you love me? And he, Peter, said to him, Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you. He, Jesus, said to him, Feed my sheep. John 21:15-17. Explanation. Jesus, our Good Shepherd. The Church is the sheepfold of Christ, our Good Shepherd. In the Church, Christ teaches his sheep. He feeds them. He heals their wounds. He guides them to heaven. The apostles were helpers of Jesus. Jesus started his church while he was on earth. He picked a group of men to help him. They were his apostles. An apostle is one who is sent to take the place of someone else. Jesus told his apostles to go all over the world. He said to them, Go into the whole world and preach the gospel to every creature. He who believes and is baptized shall be saved, but he who does not believe shall be condemned. Mark 16:15-16. Jesus made Peter head of his church. Jesus chose Peter to be the head of the apostles. You are Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church. Matthew 16:18. The word Peter means rock. Before our Lord ascended into heaven, he told Peter, Feed my sheep. Peter, too, would follow his master and die for the sheep. Years later, he was crucified upside down. The Pope is the successor of Peter. Peter was the first Pope. He took Christ's place on earth. He was the vicar of Christ. There have been many popes who headed the church since St. Peter, nearly 2,000 years ago. Our Pope today is the successor of Peter, and the bishops are the successors of the apostles. The priests are their helpers. They lead us and show us the way to heaven. Practice. Listen carefully when the priest preaches. Catechism. What is the Church? The Church is the congregation of all baptized persons united in the same true faith, the same sacrifice, and the same sacraments under the Holy Father, the Pope. Why did Jesus Christ found the Church? Jesus Christ founded the Church to bring all men to eternal salvation. To whom did Christ give the power to teach, to sanctify, and to rule the members of his church? Christ gave the power to teach, to sanctify, and to rule the members of his church to the apostles, the first bishops of the church. Who are the successors of the apostles? The successors of the apostles are the bishops of the church. Did Christ give special power to his church to any one of the apostles? Christ gave special power in his church to St. Peter by making him the head of the apostles and the chief teacher and the ruler of the entire church. Who is the successor of St. Peter? The successor of St. Peter is the Holy Father, the Bishop of Rome. Who helped the bishops in the care of souls? The priests, especially parish priests, helped the bishops in the care of souls. Discussion questions. What do we call the sheepfold of Christ? Number 2. How does our Lord help his sheep? 3. Why did our Lord choose 12 apostles? 4. Which apostle did he pick to be the head one? And 5. Who takes our Lord's place today as shepherd of the church? True or false? Number 1. Jesus founded the church when he was on earth. 2. St. John was the first pope. 3. The church leads us to heaven. 4. The apostles were the helpers of Jesus. And 5. St. Paul was the head of the apostles. Fill in the blanks. Number 1. Jesus said to Peter, Feed my blank. Number 2. Jesus takes care of us through his blank. 3. The church leads us to blank. 4. The head of the church today is called the blank. And number 5, the priests help the blank in caring for souls. Other readings from the Bible. Number 1, our Lord chooses his apostles. You can read about that in Luke 6:12 through 16. Number 2, he sends them out to preach. That's in Luke 9:1 through 6. Number 3, he chooses Peter to be the head. Matthew 16:13 through 20. Class Liturgical Action. Learn to recite together the first prayer of the canon of the Mass, which is also known as the prayer of the Church. Please note that the canon of the Mass, the prayer for the Church, varies between the traditional Latin Mass and the Novus Ordo. In the traditional Latin Mass, the priest only says this prayer silently, whereas the Novus Ordo, the priest only says it out loud.